Thank you to Google Play and Android for sponsoring this video. For the past 15 years, we've lived our smartphone life with blinders on, confined to a rectangle. But that doesn't have to always be the way. And we got our first glimpse of a better way a few years ago with the Samsung Galaxy Fold. Now in its 5th iteration, I feel like it's finally the fulfillment of what that Fold promise could be. Kind of makes you wonder if now finally we can take off our blinders. So before we get into it, I do want to thank you guys for being awesome people, for supporting the channel all of these years. I love doing this. It's near to my heart. Give you guys a chance to win $500 just for being you. All you gotta do is leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite Google Play game is. Give the video a thumbs up. It's open to anyone in the world. Let it run for 10 days. Leave your social handle in the comments. I can contact you if you win. All the information you need though will be down in the description. So the very first kind of mainstream foldable, the Samsung Galaxy Fold, was announced all the way back in 2019. And I was lucky enough to be one of the first few to get my hands on it. And from that moment, my opinions of phones have changed. I knew Samsung was going to announce the Galaxy Fold. We hadn't seen it yet, we just sort of knew that it was coming. I got on a plane, I went to New York, and holding a phone for the first time that actually folded and opened and had a display on the outside. When you opened it up, what you had on the outside went to the inside, was the first real magical moment with phones that I've had in a very long time. And that sort of ingrained itself and imprinted kind of in my heart for electronics. But sort of seeing this brand new form factor still brings wonder to my eyes. And now that we're in the 5th generation, Samsung has made the line better and more reliable. And each part of the phone just feels better. If you use the first one, you know what I'm talking about. The screen is now way more durable. It's made out of glass instead of plastic like the first generation, which still seems bonkers that they are folding glass no matter how thin they make it. That sort of the physics of that doesn't quite make sense in my mind. And if you go back to that very first Galaxy Fold, it was an imperfect device. And you could see there were areas for improvement and things that could get better, as with any device. And the big thing that Samsung worked on was a hinge. The hinge is now incredibly smooth and robust. You can open the Fold to nearly any angle and it's going to stay there. There's almost no gap when it's closed. And for foldable, it's got to open and close. That is one of the most important things that it can do. And Samsung, I think, nailed the hinge on the Z Fold 5. But what makes this whole thing tick and work, because otherwise it's just a black display opening up, is the software. It's gotta be good, it's gotta perform, and it's gotta be fast. It's gotta be up to our standards, it's gotta be up to Samsung standards, it's gotta be up to app developers' standards. And Android as an operating system has gotten better and better over the years, and all of that has come together to make the Z Fold 5, I think, one of my favorite devices ever. For me and how I use it, it's probably split. Being able to multitask in productivity is really huge. Being able to have sort of two apps, at least for me, either side by side or top and bottom, is awesome. What I do mostly on this device, and it's true, and I imagine you guys do the same, it is a metric ton of social media. It is a metric ton of video watching, more mobile gaming than I would like to admit. I think everybody plays sort of different games on their phones. I go through like phases. I was big into racing games for a while. Then I got way into tower defense games. Now I'm getting into kind of world building games. I've been spending a lot of time on Clash of Clans, like setting my alarm about 20 minutes early before I get at my kids to actually get some gaming going. And that's another area where the Z Fold 5 starts to shine. There is an optimized version of Clash of Clans just for the Z Fold 5. And when you see that game on the beautiful full screen, I think you kind of realize the awesomeness of foldables. You've got a full, almost tablet-like gaming experience in front of you. You're done. You just close it up, put it in your pocket, and you're on your way. Anyway, so I want to talk more about gaming, but if I piqued your interest and you want to learn more about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, all the information you need for that will be in the description, and also on how to get the optimized version of Clash of Clans only from Google Play. Ultimately, when you get a foldable, like the wonder of opening and folding it eventually starts to wear off, and you gotta use it like a phone. But this gives you way more options for things that you can do. I think that's one of the reasons that I love foldables. so much. So first, the gaming experience is optimized on the Z Fold 5. And here's what that means. It's really optimized in 4 big ways. So number 1 is large display. So you are gaming on a bigger display, obviously, than just you do on a normal candy bar style phone. And it's a Samsung display. And I've talked about it for years. Samsung makes the best display on mobile phones, hands down. And now you've got more of them. And the inner screen for me is where I'm doing pretty much like all of my things, from social media, productivity, more recently, playing more games. So you open up Clash of Clans, you're getting a full screen experience, and it looks awesome. If you haven't played Clash of Clans, it's one of the most popular games in the world for a reason. It's a really awesome kind of strategy game where you get to focus on building up your fortress and mining, you're getting elixirs, sort of building up a world, then you go out and do battle. It's a multiplayer game, so you can look at fortresses that other players have and be like, I want them resources. When I'm attacking, I tend to gravitate towards like barbarian and archers. Try and get as many goblins as I can because I need that gold. But Clash of Clans is just a really fun game. So it lets you think 2 or 3 steps ahead of what's going on. Trying to build up my fortress has kind of been what I've been focusing on now. I haven't done as much attacking recently as I've done in kind of the past. But I love the game, and this is the best experience with the game on the Z Fold 5. So the second reason things are optimized is multitasking. And that's, I mean, if you pick one area where a foldable is able to literally flex, it's there. So I can have a game on one side of the screen. I could watch a YouTube video. I could have a YouTube studio up on another. I could be on a video call. I can do a ton of different stuff without having to sort of sacrifice the game and the mining that's going on in Clash of Clans. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let's say I want to play a game, just woke up, getting some quiet time, having a cup of coffee before the family and the kids wake up. It's my precious time, and then boom, I gotta do some work. So multitasking is incredibly easy. I can go ahead and open up a second app. So I want to open up Chrome here, I got the Samsung website, I could do some web browsing, I could do anything here. I could take a phone call, I could watch a YouTube video, do whatever I want. I had this open, I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to see if there's an update to some of the Supercell apps. I'm gonna go ahead and just launch maybe Google Play in addition to all of this. And I got 3 apps up here and running, all of them running completely independently. I can play, I can do whatever I want. And the third is the multiple screens. So because you've got the screen on the outside, the screen on the inside, you can seamlessly go in between both of them. And that's like, honestly for me, I think is one of the coolest optimizations here. And then I'm like, you know what, okay, my work is done. I wanna do a little more playing. No problem, I'll close those 2 apps and go ahead and close the phone. And now I've got the same game right on the outer screen, very, very easily. But it also goes the other way too. Say I'm starting off, maybe a morning ritual, and I'm just using the outer screen. I wanna go ahead and get my bigger screen game on, open it up. I've got the game on a full screen almost instantaneously. You don't have to restart it, don't have to start it over. Everything is exactly the same. It feels a little bit like magic, and it feels 100% awesome. And the fourth is rewarding you for playing. Download games or apps from Google Play Store, you're gonna get Google Play points you can redeem for things inside of games. And for Supercell themselves, they want to get in on the givebacks. Up until December 31st, there's in-game rewards you can get. All that information though will also be in the description. Before I kind of close things out here, there's a lot to like about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. Incredible displays, power, performance, or productivity, and gaming. But 3 main points that I want to sort of come back to. If you want to check out or learn more about the Galaxy Z Fold 5, if you want to get the optimized version of Clash of Clans only from Google Play, all those links will be in the description. Also, Supercell makes some of the best games going. We're talking Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, all those available on the Google Play Store. And like I said earlier, if you download those games, you can claim Google Play points. It can be used to kind of get stuff inside of the games. And the last thing, again, partnership with Google Play, Supercell is giving more free stuff in the form of in-game rewards. All information you need for that will be in the description, but it's going to go until December 31st. And again, a giant thank you to Google Play and Android for sponsoring this video.